So right now what I'm doing is giving my car a wash before I wax it. So pretty much the best results to get is just to wash your car before you start to wax it and buff it and all that. Like I said before, I already did the hood. As you can see, the water is just sliding right off of it. I did the driver's side. I haven't done the passenger side. So I'm gonna show you the difference when the car has wax. So as you can see right here, when I'm moving it, the water, like, you see the water still on the car. It's not resisting. So on this side, I already have wax on here. See how the water just falls right off? So I'm just gonna give you guys a little tip. Anytime you wash your car, you start from the top, you put the soap on the top, you do the top part around the whole car, and then you work your way down to the bottom. And the last thing you want to wash are the rims, because you don't want none of the brake dust and whatever rocks and dirt that's on the rim to be on, for you to put those things on top of your clear coat and start scratching up your face. So you always work your way up on the top when you wash it, and even when you rinse it all down. So that's a little tip right there. So work your on top and work your way down, and then everything should be okay. So the next thing I'm gonna end up doing is showing you guys how I wax my car. Okay, so you guys can wash your car any way you want. It doesn't have to be at a car wash place. You could do it at home. Just soap it with basic water at home with soap. And yeah. So let me put more quarters in my machine so I could finish up my wash. Okay. Okay. This is why I like to detail my own car, especially when you get a new car or a used car. It really don't matter. Or when you take it to get to a car wash and have them wax your car, pretty much it leaves these streak marks and scratches, as you can see in the sun right here. See, when I move it, as you can see all this right here, it looks all crappy, not good at all. So from far away, you can see it. Swirl marks. It looks very ugly, but the car will look good in the shade. You won't see these in the shade. You'll only see it when the sunlight hits it. This weekend I did my hood because it was real bad. It was real bad on the hood, but I took off the swirl marks on here. As you can see, you don't see any swirl marks. Only little scratches that I need to work on. As you see, pretty much it's just a mirror reflection, besides the dust that fell on it today. But the same thing that was on the side of the car was the same thing that was on top of the hood. But after I did my 4-step process of detailing this, and pretty much anybody can do that 4-step process of detailing their car and making it look nice again. So I just wanted to show you guys an example before I start detailing this car. So once again, right there, all these swirl marks. Now I got done polishing my car a couple of days ago, so I took off all the swirl marks from it. As you can see, there's no swirl marks. Now not as bad as it was before. Still need to do a couple more passes, but yeah. So this is the after shot of how it looked like from before. So yeah, that's pretty much how I leave my jobs, but a little bit better than this. I just did a little quick one, but yeah. So as you can see, the before and after of my work. Okay, on this video, I'm gonna pretty much show you guys, as you can see in the last video, that I washed my car, and I'm gonna show you what you are doing to your car when you're actually washing it with the brush from the car washes. As you can see in mine, I polished it and waxed it before, and then after I washed it again at the car wash, the scratches came back, but it's because I caused them. They're like a whole complete, as you can see right there, a whole complete scratch right there. All that, see how it goes straight to the other door? It's because I was scrubbing it with the brush all the way across. So you won't be able to tell this on a used, or not a used, on a light color car, like gray, light gray, silvers and all that. This is mainly for like black paints, dark blues, pretty much any dark color paint. And the light color cars don't really have to worry about this, but the only thing that's going to be different is that the light color cars, the light, when it hits it, when the sun hits it, you'll be able to see the little swirl marks. So these are pretty much swirl marks. So when I detail my car again, I'm gonna remove this and show you guys how to wash your car the right way, instead of using those brushes that causes swirl marks. So pretty much I'm back to square one after polishing my car. So don't wash your don't do a paint restoration to your paint, then a week later wash it at a car wash. So I just did this for example to show you guys, so you guys could understand the pretty much what happens when you think you're washing your car but you're really not, or you're washing it but you're really damaging your clear coat. So stay tuned for the next video. Hello all my YouTube subscribers. I finally got around to make this video that I told you guys I was gonna make, showing you guys how the process goes when I'm maintaining my car, when I'm detailing it and removing scratches to make it look better. As you can see, all these scratches right here with the sun reflecting onto this camera. Right there, I already buffed it out just a little, but as you can see, all these scratches right here, we're going to try to remove most of them and get this surface looking nice and clean. The best way of doing this, it's in actually doing this in the shade. So, but I'm just going to do it just for the video purposes, so you guys will get a little idea of what I do in my process. So the thing that I'm going to be using is pretty much I'm going to be using different types of, I'm going to show you guys different types of material that are chemicals to use depending on the condition of your car. So just hold on real quick. In my on this vehicle, because the BMW clear coats are real hard, not like those average cars that the clear coat soft and you could just sand them down real quick. what I mean by sanding down is that the compound, I call it liquid sandpaper. So pretty much the paint correction on Chemical Guys products on this one, it's pretty much is just a compound, a liquid sandpaper. So pretty much if I use this, I could sand it. It's like sanding it down, and then when I'm done doing that, I'm gonna have to add a polish on top of it, on top of that to polish it out to give out that glossy effect. With these two products, they're 2-in-1. So they're the compound and the polish. So I'm gonna just show you. I'm just gonna do one section right here. I'm not gonna be using these chemicals because they do not work on my car. And if they do, they're going to take me all day. So the first step I'm going to do, I'm actually using the cutting pad from Chemical Guys. This is the Chemical Guys cutting pad. There's their logo. And I'm not sponsoring them or anything. They're not paying me for this, but I'm just showing you guys how I do it with their products because it actually does the job. So I'm gonna put 4 dabs, whatever, on the cutting pad. Then you guys already seen all this all looking ugly. So what I'm gonna do on this, and what I do when I detail my car, I always go by panel. I prefer to do panel per panel. So just say for this, so the process that I'm gonna do. Sorry for the pause. So like I was saying, the process that I'm gonna do, I work panel per panel, and on this panel, I'm gonna cut it in half. So I'm gonna go up and down and left and right 2 times. So I'm gonna do that right now, and then we're gonna continue on to the next process. And I'm gonna let you guys know exactly what steps to take on the chemicals. So right now I just finished up doing my first layer of this. I just went through it with this chemical. As you can see, there's not that much swirl marks on here. So if I go from this angle, there's still some on here, but there's just not as much. And to be honest with you, I can't even see anything through this camera lens with this iPhone, so that's how it looks like through my first layer. And then what I'm gonna do to fill in those small scratches that I still can't see, I'm gonna use Glassworks or Glassworks Glaze. So let me do that right now. And all you have to do is put this on a sponge pad and then rub it in here in circles and let it dry for 15 minutes. Okay, after I did the compound and then the polish, and then I just put a glaze on top of it to fill in the scratches. Now the next thing I'm gonna do on here is pretty much the last thing, because that I'm doing. So there's different ways of doing it. How many, depending on how many processes you want to go through of doing this. I'm just doing a 3-step or 4-step process. So the last step I'm going to be doing is putting the wax on here, and this is called the butter wet roll wax. So it could give my car a nice wet look. The only reason why I put a glaze, so it could bring out that darkness of this vehicle. That's why I like using glaze on black cars. So pretty much what I'm going to use, a microfiber sponge pad. And all I'm going to do is just put a little on here and just start rubbing it in until the wax turns white. So as you can see, you don't have to rub so hard. You have to just put it on the car. So that's it. So right here, my area is done. I detailed half of the trunk area. This side is done. I did a little polishing, but not as much. But I just did a little here. But you can hopefully see the before and after. Give you guys a little demonstration. You can't really see it, how the water reacts to the area. Come over here. So that's the side that I did a little polish on, and then this is the side I polished. As you can see, the water just goes straight off. And you keep on going. The water likes to linger a little more than over here, the side that you polished. So this is the whole thing that we're trying to put on the car, is to get the chemical on there where it will push the water off and keep your car from getting stained. But even though you wax your car and all that, you can see how easy it is to just wash it off. If your car is still getting hit by sprinklers, the water that's not treated, even though you wax your car will still get stained. So you will still have to compound it and buff it out again. So just a little heads up.